Amidst the vast savanna, a single moment of hesitation is enough for a lion to lose the advantage gained through the painstaking process of stalking, closing in, and attacking. When the prey manages to fight back, breaking the gap and seizing the initiative in mere seconds, the predator's raw power is no longer the sole factor determining the outcome. So, what truly draws the line between a moment of dominance and the point where a lion is forced to abandon the hunt? The buffalo herd's trek toward a water source follows a familiar rhythm across the sub-Saharan African savanna. Widely distributed across East, Central, and Southern Africa, they inhabit grasslands, open woodlands, and wetlands, where the availability of forage and water dictates their movements. Herd life enhances vigilance and mutual support. Yet when the formation stretches out, even a small gap creates an opportunity for predators. A lion spots just such a gap. Crouching low in the grass, it maintains its distance while tracking the moving animals. When the moment is right, the lion accelerates, shattering the herd's formation. A slower buffalo becomes separated from the group, instantly becoming a target. The lion closes in, but the commotion of the chase causes the leading buffaloes to turn back. That very reaction turns the tide. Lowering their horns, the buffaloes wheel around and charge, rallying the herd for a counterattack. With their massive bulk, powerful horns, and numerical superiority, they force the lion to abandon its prey and scramble for an escape route. The herd quickly closes in. A barrage of forceful thrusts knocks the predator off balance and overwhelms it. The outcome demonstrates that the buffalo's strength lies not merely in physical size or horns, but in their collective response when an individual is in danger. While lions excel at ambush, target selection, and short bursts of attack, that advantage vanishes when facing a united herd head-on. Assessing the situation and retreating at the right moment becomes a matter of survival. Across the savannas of East, Central, and Southern Africa, giraffes forage amidst the high tree canopy, where their towering stature allows them to spot danger from afar. They live either solitarily or in fluid groups, with long legs enabling adults to reach heights of approximately 5 to 5.5 meters. Yet, while engrossed in feeding, a mere few seconds of inattention can allow a predator lurking unseen behind the tall grass to dangerously close the gap. Amidst the dry grass, a pride of lions narrows the distance. Crouching low, they track the giraffe's movement and accelerate, forcing the animal to bolt. One lion closes in and leaps onto the giraffe's body, but the giraffe twists violently, fighting back and shaking the attacker to the ground. It then accelerates further, maintaining its balance and steadily widening the gap to escape the danger zone. As the distance grows, the lions are unable to sustain the chase and are forced to abandon the pursuit. The giraffe escapes the ambush thanks to its speed, powerful legs and quick reflexes when cornered. The encounter demonstrates that while lions excel during the initial ambush, their advantage rapidly vanishes if the giraffe maintains its balance and creates sufficient distance. In the wild, recognizing danger, mounting a timely defense, and making a safe retreat are crucial survival tactics. Zebras graze steadily across the savannas, grasslands, and open woodlands of East and Southern Africa. They typically live in family groups, gathering into larger herds when food and water are plentiful. Capable of speeds reaching 60 to 65 kilometers per hour and possessing great stamina, zebras stand a good chance of escaping predators provided they spot the danger early enough. But today, the danger has crept closer than they realized. The safety margin vanishes in seconds as a lion lunges from the tall grass. The herd scatters instantly, but one individual falls behind, becoming a target. The lion closes in, clamping its jaws onto the zebra's neck and pinning it down with its massive weight. The zebra thrashes, kicks, and struggles violently to break free. Just as its strength begins to wane, a small opening suddenly appears. That split-second opening decides the hunt's outcome. The zebra twists free from the lion's grip and instantly accelerates before the predator can close the distance again. The ambush succeeded in the opening moments, but failed at the critical juncture. The zebra survives thanks to its speed, endurance, and a desperate, fighting spirit. This encounter reveals that survival is sometimes determined not when the danger begins, but in that crucial moment when an animal retains enough reflex and strength to refuse to give up on life. Across the arid regions of southern Africa, the oryx is adapted to deserts, semi-deserts, dry savannas, and scrublands. They live in herds, adjusting their feeding and resting schedules to mitigate the impact of extreme temperatures, and can reach speeds of 55 to 60 kilometers per hour when fleeing. For the gemsbok, their 75 to 120 centimeters long horns serve not only for identification, but also as formidable defensive weapons when a predator closes in. That sense of safety vanishes abruptly when a lion lunges from cover and immediately accelerates in pursuit. The oryx races across open terrain, yet the lion stays close, seeking an opportunity to strike. As the gap narrows, the oryx pivots, lowers its head, and points its horns toward the attacker. The lion is forced to dodge. With every change in direction, the oryx turns to keep its horns facing the threat, quickly widening the distance again. Seizing a momentary advantage, the oryx accelerates, stretching the lead until the lion can no longer pursue and is forced to stop. Speed allows the oryx to escape immediate pressure, while its horns maintain a defensive buffer during close encounters. For the lion, a prolonged chase drains energy and increases the risk of injury. In the wild, survival does not always belong to the strongest. It often belongs to the individual that knows when to run, when to fight back, and when to disengage from the confrontation. Herds of wildebeest move in succession, following the rains, water sources, in fresh pastures across the vast savannas of East and Southern Africa. In the Serengeti Mara ecosystem, these seasonal migrations bring together massive numbers of animals, enhancing their ability to detect danger. Yet, amidst the throng, a single individual falling out of step and straying from the herd is enough for safety to vanish instantly. Such isolation immediately draws the attention of watching lions. Patiently waiting for the right moment, they lunge. One lion latches on, biting and using its body weight to pin the wildebeest down. The prey twists and kicks violently, struggling to rise, though its resistance begins to wane. Just as the lion's grip tightens, the wildebeest suddenly summons its strength to surge upward, spinning sharply to throw the predator off balance and pointing its horns forward to create an opening. That opening proves decisive. The wildebeest accelerates. Unable to keep pace, the lion loses the chase. Raw power breaks the hold, while stamina sustains the run following the grueling struggle. For the lion, failing to bring down the prey quickly means wasted energy and an increased risk of injury. In the wild, endurance may not guarantee victory, but it can buy the time needed to survive. Across the rivers, lakes, and swamps of sub-Saharan Africa, hippos typically spend their days submerged in water or mud to escape the heat and protect their skin, venturing onto land to graze only after nightfall. They live in groups within these waters, with adults weighing between 1,300 and 3,200 kilograms. Despite their massive size and immense strength, hippos remain vulnerable when near the water's edge. A mere few meters of land can make the difference between safety and peril. That margin of safety vanished instantly when a pride of lions charged, swarming the hippo, leaping onto its back and biting down while clinging tight to slow their prey. The hippo spun violently, thrashing about and shaking off its attackers one by one. Yet the remaining lions persisted in their pursuit, turning the struggle into a tense, step-by-step battle. Summoning all its strength, the hippo fought toward the water, maintaining its balance against the drag of the lions before suddenly plunging into the river, shifting the confrontation into an aquatic arena. The environment quickly turned the tide. A few lions followed into the water but could not hold on against the hippo's massive bulk, forcing them to retreat. The hippo escaped thanks to its sheer size, power, and timely return to the water. For the lions, the prolonged chase in unfavorable conditions drained their energy and caused their chances of success to dwindle. In the wild, survival depends not only on strength, but also on choosing the right environment and the right moment to react. On the African savanna, spotted hyenas are highly adaptable and widely distributed wherever food sources are stable. They live in clans ranging from a few to dozens of individuals, maintaining a social structure that facilitates coordinated hunting and territorial defense. For hyenas, retaining a kill is just as crucial as making it, as their food is constantly coveted by larger rivals. When a clan gathers around a food source, they form a living barrier to confront any encroaching predator. Such a confrontation unfolds when a lion approaches a hyena clan's kill. Individual hyenas close in, while the rest of the pack seals off all avenues of approach. The lion uses its strength and size to exert pressure, yet every advance is met with aggressive lunges. No single hyena is strong enough for a direct face-off, but the pack maintains a tight perimeter, preventing the lion from reaching the prey. The pressure from the hyena clan remains relentless, and the lion's physical advantage proves insufficient. After repeated failed attempts to close the distance, the lion is forced to retreat, leaving the kill to the hyenas. This standoff demonstrates how hyenas rely on the pack to compensate for physical limitations through sheer numbers and coordination. On the savanna, food provides the energy required for movement, hunting, and rearing young. Thus, defending a meal is synonymous with safeguarding the survival of the entire clan. On the open plains, the advantage can shift in mere seconds, and raw power is never the sole factor determining who emerges from a confrontation unscathed. When danger closes in, the ability to adapt, react decisively, and leverage one's own strengths can make the difference between defeat and survival. Ultimately, nature does not always favor the strongest. Instead, it favors those astute enough to recognize when to fight, when to retreat, and how to seize the opportunity to endure. Crocodiles are among the oldest predators still alive today. Over hundreds of millions of years, their form has remained almost unchanged, showing remarkable stability in evolution. They appeared before the age of the dinosaurs and successfully adapted to major shifts in global climate. Their skin is covered in thick scales that protect against injury and reduce water loss in hot, dry conditions. A crocodile's bite can exceed 3,700 pounds per square inch. One of the strongest in the animal kingdom, powerful enough to crush bone or the shells of other animals. An adult crocodile can grow up to 16 feet long and weigh over 1,500 pounds. On land, they move slowly, but in water, they become agile, propelling themselves with their tails. Their eyes, nose, and ears are set high on the head so they can watch and breathe while most of the body stays submerged. Their hunting strategy relies on patience instead of chasing. They lie still along the river's edge or beneath cloudy waters, striking when prey comes too close. They eat fish, birds, small mammals, and sometimes even other predators. Crocodiles can survive long periods without food thanks to a slow metabolism and the habit of basking in the sun to regulate body temperature. In places like the Everglades of Florida or the large rivers of the southern United States, crocodiles play a vital role in native ecosystems. They are a living example of survival through adaptation and precise energy control. African wild dogs are pack hunters known for speed, stamina, and teamwork. Packs range from 6 to over 20 individuals, and studies show hunting success rates of up to 80%, among the highest in the animal world. But efficiency in hunting does not guarantee safety. When chasing prey into shallow waters or crossing rivers, they enter crocodile territory, where speed on land no longer protects them. Along Zambia's Luangwa River, observers once saw a pack hesitate at the bank. A young dog stepped too close to the edge. In a flash, a crocodile lunged from below and dragged it under. Such attacks are not frequent, but are always sudden and decisive. By the time the pack senses danger, it is too late. They circle and bark, but rarely manage an effective defense. Shifts in environment can reverse predator and prey roles. Wild dogs, famed for their hunting skill, can still fall victim if they drop their guard. In nature, survival often depends on respecting boundaries, especially near water. Across the Serengeti, the Great Migration begins. Hundreds of thousands of wildebeest march toward new grasslands, forced to cross wide rivers. This is their most dangerous moment of the year. Beneath the swirling waters, the Nile crocodile waits. Motionless for hours, it floats like driftwood, golden eyes fixed on the herd. When the wildebeest surge forward, the river explodes with chaos. With massive jaws and bodies over 16 feet long, crocodiles succeed in half their attacks if they block the path. Every fall of a wildebeest feeds not only the crocodile, but also vultures above and scavengers on the banks. The death of one animal fuels the life of many others, showing the relentless cycle of survival. Each migration is a gamble of life and death. The wildebeest must cross for fresh grazing. The crocodile must feed to endure for months. Strength does not always win. Sometimes survival belongs to those who endure or to those who wait in silence. During Serengeti migrations, zebras often move with wildebeest. Plain zebras here can weigh 600 to 770 pounds and stretch nearly 8 feet long. They travel in herds for safety, yet face real danger when crossing rivers. Compared to wildebeest, zebras are less cautious and more likely to stumble in strong currents. Young or weak individuals are easily separated from the herd. Nile crocodiles hide beneath the surface, waiting for this chance. As zebras step into the water, they strike from all directions. Some grab legs head-on, while others flank and cut off escape. Sometimes 2 or 3 crocodiles join forces to drag prey down. In the muddy rush, splashes, kicks, and bites merge into a violent but brief struggle. Success is around 50%. Some zebras escape with strong kicks or by pressing forward in groups that confuse the crocodile. Other times, the current breaks the predator's grip. Herd pressure can also force a release. These crossings reveal nature's harsh rule. Zebras must cross to reach new grazing. Crocodiles must feed to survive. Between the banks, life and death are decided. On Africa's dry plains, hyenas rule with endurance and sharp reflexes. They seldom hunt alone. A pack can overwhelm prey far larger than themselves. On land, they hold a clear advantage. At the water's edge, however, the situation changes. In muddy pools where carcasses drift, hyenas and crocodiles often meet. The crocodile, with jaws crushing thousands of pounds, commands the water. The hyena, agile and relentless, holds the dry ground. Neither can claim total victory. Tension often remains with watchful stares, growls, and brief tests of strength. Sometimes the crocodile lunges and misses, splashing water high. The hyena retreats but does not flee. Both sides know their limits. A grown hyena, tough and daring, is not an easy meal. Most encounters end in balance. Each keeps its territory, the crocodile beneath the surface, the hyena above it. Nature does not always deliver a clear winner. Instead, it shows that true power lies in knowing limits, advancing wisely, and stopping when needed. Lions are seen as rulers of the grasslands, weighing between 300 and 500 pounds, capable of running 35 miles an hour, and skilled in coordinated hunts. They dominate much of the land environment. But near riverbanks, where crocodiles rule, the balance shifts. Underwater, crocodiles are perfectly concealed and lightning fast. In this setting, lions no longer hold the advantage. Adult lions are rarely attacked as they are large, cautious, and often stay in groups. Young lions, however, are different. Inexperienced and curious cubs become easy targets when approaching water without protection. Cases have been recorded in Botswana and Kenya, where a young lion was dragged into the river right before the pride. The attack happened in seconds, leaving the pride panicked and helpless. These events remind us that even top predators must remain careful when survival boundaries are tested. Different habitats carry different rules. At the river's edge, the crocodile is king. Across the harsh landscapes of North America, where decisions unfold in mere seconds, strength and instinct collide in unpredictable ways. A grizzly bear can shift the tide with a single step, while a pack of wolves waits patiently to turn pressure into opportunity. Yet, in those fleeting moments, what truly determines who controls the encounter? Across the vast grasslands of North America, American bison endure harsh weather conditions year-round. Well adapted to severe winters, they typically roam open spaces or sparse woodlands. Their survival instinct relies on spotting danger from afar and reacting swiftly to threats. Consequently, the herd's movements are always geared toward maintaining a stable formation against any approaching peril. When a threat does emerge in this case, a pack of about 25 wolves, the predators approach from multiple directions. Rather than charging in immediately, they circle the herd, applying constant pressure that forces the bison to tighten their defensive ring. Calves are ushered to the center, but mounting pressure disrupts the formation, eventually pushing one calf out of the safety zone. Once that protective barrier is breached, the outcome is quickly sealed. The pack surges in from all sides, relentlessly pulling and forcing the prey to the ground. The calf struggles but cannot hold its ground while surrounded. The hunt concludes with the wolves fully subduing the prey, securing a meal for the entire pack. The contrast between the two sides is stark. The bison rely on formation to shield their vulnerabilities, while the wolves utilize coordination to shatter that structure. There is no element of surprise. Instead, it is relentless pressure and precise, well-timed exploitation of the situation that determine the final outcome. Ranging from Canada down across the United States, the mountain lion inhabits diverse terrains, from high mountains to dense forests and rocky areas. It is the cat species with the widest distribution in the Americas, highly adaptable to changing environments. With a sleek build weighing between 140 and 220 pounds, it moves with stealth and agility. Its hunting instinct relies entirely on ambush, rather than prolonged chases. It always waits for the precise moment to strike, meaning every movement begins with silent observation. Amidst this silent watch, a grizzly bear enters the territory of a mother mountain lion in a sparse forest. From a distance, the mountain lion keeps her body low, tracking the bear's every step and cautiously adjusting her approach. As the gap closes, she lunges to cut off the bear's path, pressing in close to maintain pressure and hold the upper hand against her opponent. Faced with this situation, the bear changes its course of action. Under the mountain lion's relentless pressure, it decides not to advance further, but instead retreats, gradually withdrawing from the confrontation zone. The encounter ends without serious injury. The mountain lion holds her ground, and the bear chooses to back away. Across the cold forests of Canada and Alaska, moose inhabit coniferous forests, mixed woodlands, and marshlands where water is abundant. An adult can weigh nearly a ton, yet swim steadily at speeds of 6 to 10 kilometers per hour over long distances. However, when moving into shallow water with its calf, the animal slows down and the safety margin narrows, creating a clear opening for an attack. From a distance, the grizzly bear spots its target. Instead of charging immediately, it keeps its distance, circling to choose the best angle of approach toward the calf. Once close enough, it accelerates, driving straight between the mother and her young. The mother instantly changes direction, positioning herself as a shield and charging to counterattack. Having lost the initiative, the grizzly is forced to retreat but remains nearby, keeping a close watch. The pressure does not let up. The mother continues to advance, driving her opponent further away from the calf. The gap between them widens, and the grizzly loses any chance for a second attempt. The hunt ends in failure. The mother holds her ground. The calf remains safe, and the grizzly is forced to withdraw. Across the tundra and boreal forests of Canada and Alaska, caribou inhabit a landscape where temperatures can plummet to -50 degrees Fahrenheit. They undertake seasonal migrations spanning 3,000 to 5,000 miles annually, some of the longest journeys of any land animal. Their survival depends on departing at the precise moment before the freeze sets in. Consequently, maintaining a steady, consistent pace is essential to their journey. As the herd maintains this rhythm, a pack of wolves begins to trail them across the open snow. The gap narrows with every stride until the pack suddenly surges forward. The silence is shattered. The caribou scatter in various directions, and a calf begins to lag, falling out of formation. The moment the formation breaks, the outcome becomes inevitable. The calf is completely isolated, unable to rejoin the herd, while its mother, unable to stop, presses on ahead. The wolves quickly close in on their target and bring the hunt to a close, while the rest of the caribou herd continues its journey. In the aftermath, the contrast in strategies becomes starkly apparent. Caribou rely on steady movement and maintaining a safe distance, whereas wolves utilize coordination to apply pressure and isolate a target. There is no element of surprise, only persistence and organization driving the final outcome. Across North America, wolves inhabit environments ranging from dense forests and grasslands to frigid tundras and high mountain ranges. They are predators unconstrained by terrain. Wherever prey exists, they can survive. With a top speed of roughly 50 to 60 kilometers per hour and the ability to travel dozens of kilometers without stopping, endurance is their greatest asset. This very stamina dictates their approach. They begin by tracking and maintaining a safe distance before the situation demands a shift in tactics. Such a shift occurs when a grizzly bear approaches a wolf pack busy feeding on a kill. Without hesitation, the bear charges straight into the area, forcing the pack to scatter in various directions. While a few wolves circle to keep the pressure on, the bear continues to advance, seizing the center and dominating the space. Once that space is claimed, the outcome is quickly decided. The pack loses its prey and is forced to retreat. The bear stands over the carcass, driving off all challengers and asserting total control. There is no prolonged skirmish. The sheer disparity in weight and commanding presence alone determine the result. Deer inhabit diverse landscapes ranging from temperate forests and grasslands to snow-capped mountains, demonstrating remarkable adaptability. Capable of reaching top speeds of 60 to 80 km/h with near instantaneous acceleration, they can react swiftly to perceived danger. This speed advantage means that survival often hinges on constant vigilance and readiness to move before a threat draws near. When a threat enters range, a grizzly bear emerges from the forest edge, initially keeping its distance to observe. Rather than engaging in a prolonged chase, the grizzly adjusts its trajectory to cut off escape routes, forcing the deer to constantly change direction. The decisive moment arrives when the bear launches a short, explosive burst of speed, driving its prey into a confined area and rapidly closing the gap. Once the deer's stride is broken, the outcome is quickly sealed. The deer loses its speed advantage, and the distance between predator and prey shrinks with every step. The encounter concludes with the bear gaining total control over its target. demonstrating that superior positioning and timing can overcome an initial speed advantage. In the North American wilderness, the grizzly dominates through sheer mass and positional control, whereas the wolf prevails through coordination and endurance. Yet, they share a common trait, forcing their opponents off balance before they can react. Success hinges on precise timing and disciplined movement. Even a slight miscalculation in distance or direction can determine the outcome, and that is how control is ultimately decided.